Hello everyone and welcome back to some 1-0 tournament action as we go into the tiebreaker game for the group stage. As with our current record of one direct win, one draw, and one win by the last team from the group having to drop out of the tournament, we have the exact same score as Versalite and Koch, who we played a draw against, losing the first game on Urban Frontlines and winning the second one on Airport. And that brings us here into the tiebreaker match. In the tiebreaker match, mirror matches are possible, and we kind of went for it here. We banned a couple not as strong NATO divisions to keep some better NATO divisions open. They did kind of the same. We had the first pick, so we picked 4th E. They then picked WS here with 11th ACAF and 8th US Infantry. And we considered picking MNAT to have a strong opener, but the map is a bit too slow for that. We considered picking 5th Panzer, which was still open as well, to have a big number of Leos, but we thought the air might be a bit too weak. So in the end, we went with CLKA, which gives us at least more Leos, gives us long-range air superiority fighters, more Eyehawks, and more M1A1s as well. So a good amount of artillery. But our opponents here are really strong. Strong, aggressive push here. M1A1 ACAFs, LRS outnumber all forward deployment, and our forward deployment is also a bit weaker with the KCT Vercanners, which is the only unit we get there. We have M113 CVs as nice autocannon forward, but obviously M1A1 is a bit more aggressive, and they have more M1A1s afterwards as well. So our advantage, artillery and a bit air maybe, though they have F-16s in good numbers as well, so not really actually, if they bring those around. And their advantage, mainly tanks. Our infantry may be a bit more cost efficient as well, so that's what we're going to try to play here on this map. And yeah, pings here in the middle. Our idea was to get this area and this, and then try to take the town and then slowly push towards Bravo, whilst Starbreak here holds the south, I hold the north, and on the other side, the Koch is taking the north. We have Versalite in the south here, trying to come in with a push towards Hotel. And yeah, if you want to see more of these kind of games, let me know down below. If you want me to see cast more of the 2v2 tournament in general, let me know down below. And if you want to sign up for a bit of tournament action yourself, Warner League Season 5 sign up closes tomorrow, so sign up right now. Link to that down below as well. And yeah, let's get into the action here. We opened with a lot of recon here. My units mainly positioning around here so that we could try to take the town. Some commando special forces as well here. Both sides having limited amount of special forces. On the other side, it's the rangers. On our side, it's the commandos that I get, which are a bit stronger in infantry combat with 10-man squads, sniper rifle, and double mag. That's a lot of firepower against infantry. We have panzer infantry, non-stress, and a couple of Leos here, including a Leo 2A4C going down south. What's the enemy? With an OH scout, with some LRS coming forward here. M1A1 ACAF rolling in. Big bad boys, two of them coming in directly, trying to get a push through towards us. LRS unloading pretty strictly forward. We get a nice kill on an LRS in the middle as our KCT Vercanners were a bit faster. That's a nice victory in the town. Where Koch is coming in with an M1A1. Down here, KCT Vercanners versus LRS happen as well. Which scouts there moving around. Our Leos rolling slowly in. I only have 2 Leo 2A4s. Stahl has around 10. Enemy team has around 8 to 10 M1A1s with 1 vet in each division as well. So they have a couple more heavy tanks than we do. And that obviously is scary in 2v2. With the M1A1 ACAFs, maybe even more. And we tried to change that immediately. Cluster Bomber saw the M1A1s come in, but they went away and did hide. And 2 Eyehawks come around and get the immediate shutdown there on my poor little F-16 cluster. Good micro on the Eyehawks there by Versalite. Not getting the M1A1 ACAFs. Really, really rough. And they now come pushing in, followed up by a lot of engineers. So this forest here is in a lot of danger. Leopard 2A4 engaging the LRS here. 50 cal helping out, heavily stunned down. And we do get the kill of the 50 cal. That's a nice one. That allows us to move a bit easier around here. But an M110 immediately targets the TOW 2. And Stahl a bit too slow there. Loses the TOW 2 and the KCT Vercanners. And the TOW 2 was important to stop the M1A1s here. So situation down here, already in trouble. We find some LRS here in the middle. Commandos of mine pushing forward. 4 commandos already out on the battlefield. Out of the 8 you get in this division. And LRS here being pushed back. We get some ATGMs hitting enemy mech rifles and transport. That's a good kill as well. So we do get some decent kills on our own, but the enemy push down here is pretty scary. M1A1 engaging the Panzer infantry. Both of us now bringing in reinforcements here. BO 105 helicopters with ATGM missiles coming in from me. Whilst we see Leopard 2A4Cs coming around from Stahlbrecher and more infantry from both of us going in there. The BO 105s, important as quick reaction force here against the M1A1s, trying to pin them down. OH AA helicopter trying to push back the Hawk here on the side. And there are no stingers, so the OH can make it this way. And gets a hit. And gets the kill. So that's an important kill there. The Hawk could help out big time in infantry fights. We also see an Eyehawk over here. And we do get a kill with an ATGM on it. Good micro there, unloading it before it got killed in transport, but the YPR does get the kill in the end, and that's really, really helpful there as well, reducing the enemy air defense. Another Eyehawk is being bored immediately, whilst town fight in the middle. Not going so well for us. The M1A1 here used well by Koch. CEV coming around as well, trying to help out. BO105 with ATGMs trying to get into position. We have a bit of fire support from our Leos as well. LRS over here gets killed off by the commandos. BO105 not able to get some hits in there. We try to smoke off and try to allow the commandos to push forward afterwards. Whilst the enemy infantry pushes deep here in the south. M113s and infantry come in good numbers though, trying to hold the ground. That's the M1A1 ACAFs here, hold the open ground behind all of this, allowing the other units to push in. Leopard 2A4C moving around. M113 goes down to the mech rifle dragons. Versalite here with a lot of pressure. We first expected them both to be here, but Koch actually was fully focused on the center. So I got a bit under pressure in the center because we invested double into the south here. M110 coming in from my side now as well. Trying to kill the chaparrals. Trying to do some damage here in the middle. Whilst we got more aggression in here. Koch wants to get some pressure on here now. M1A1 pushing forward. We have Ranger Dragons there around as well. YPR trying to get a kill. M1A1 does find it though. Does get a shot off. Carrier Warrior would have likely gotten the kill there as well. Another F-16 cluster from our side. Flying around. Gets stressed. Yes, the M1A1 ACAF gets in to the close range fights here. And a lot of engineers, a lot of mech rifles. Cluster Bomber does do some damage here. Kills off some M113s. Does a bit of damage against infantry. Doesn't get the M1A1 though. Hawk helicopter, that is pretty big. That holds off the infantry here quite well. But there are stingers behind this, so can't push in endlessly. We just need to hold the outskirts of the forest as more infantry, including commandos, coming in. Ranger Dragons get killed off in the middle. Engineer Flash go down in the south, so some decent trades here for us. But Koch holding out the north quite well. M1A1 here setting up, got the Leopard 1NL, and we don't have any AT behind here. So this is a really scary situation here now around this area of the map, whilst we still are under such heavy pressure from Versalite in the south. M110s did fire all their rounds, a lot of shots from both sides coming around. Artillery here, really important. Trying to go for the Eyehawk and the Stinger here now with mine. As we spotted that, and we get it immediately. Eyehawk goes down. That's pretty big. Stinger under fire there as well. Infantry here comes now in decent enough numbers from both of us to be able to push forward here. Whilst in the center, Koch now outnumbers me because I had to invest into the south, so this situation becomes quite scary. Ito coming in to get into this lovely building, where it can at least help out holding the northern flank here. Slight push towards the northern town at the same time. TOE2 being brought up, Bradley being brought up. Both of us not really having much there right now. If Koch invests in there, it could be big, but we have an M113 behind the lines, guys. And that obviously is really helpful. We got a couple of units killed there. One Panzermörser down. Second Panzermörser makes it out. But we get a couple of units here killed off that were planned to go up there. And that's obviously pretty helpful. M113 going through the north. Captured a supply truck as well that we stole from the enemy. Double M110 now from us. Trying to help out with the fight in the middle. Trying to help out further south. But now we have enough critical mass here now with M113s and enough infantry to push back the enemy infantry, to push back the enemy tanks because they don't have any infantry in front of them. And with the Carl Gustavs and Laws, we have a decent amount of AT there to shoot at those. If we get some side shots, we could get the kills quite quickly. OH-58 there got pushed forward by accident. At the same time, M1A1s just push over our two commandos in the middle with only Laws to fire at. The M1A1s, that's not really effective frontally. Even side armor wise, they wouldn't deal massive damage. But frontally, they do next to nothing. F-16 cluster here, trying to find an M1A1 kill. As we did deal with most of the Eyehawks. Stinger's still around though. Cluster comes around. Will get the drop. Obviously goes down. Okay trade for us. But we have not a big one in the end, as the Cavs and the M1A1s here coming in as replacements already for the ones fallen. Versalite bringing two M1A1s here in the middle now as well, so we have a big M1A1 issue here. Leo 2A4C at least got one killed over here. That was pretty big. Otherwise we would be up against 4 of them. 3 of them still an issue though. And the ATGM comes around here. Commandos getting pushed back. The southern push against the Nantres. Quite big. Cav gets some nice kills as well. We are under heavy pressure here now again. A G bomber coming in. Gets the bomb drop. Gets some ranger killed. And the Stingers don't quite get on target here. Eyehawk is misplaced and out of ammo as well. That is lucky for us. Otherwise that HE bomber would have died as well. Wild Weasel now around. F-16s here. Fly a bit deep. One of them goes down. The second one under fire as well. Gets hit pretty hard and gets shot down too. Double F-16 kill here from the Eyehawk. Really, really big as the enemy pushes forward with 3 M1A1s. No recon here in front of them though. As Nantres come around. The M110s here trying to find some kills onto Itos so that the Leo 2A4B here could do some damage. TOE2 YPR here coming around. Leo 2A4 versus M1A1 going around. We got a cluster bomber run. We get a kill and a heavy damage. And this F-16 also gets the Kiowa Warrior. Really lucky there. Doesn't get shot down as the Eyehawk still out of ammo here. Chaparral not good enough. So that one was pretty big. M1A1 got killed off, buying us a bit more time. We're still under pressure in the south. We are still under pressure in the center. Cluster bomber, once more lucky. I didn't evacuate it there. It gets hit though. And it deserved to die, but I was lucky. It didn't go down there. So, Leopard 4B now under fire. F-16's coming out a bit too late again. And not able to intercept anything here. And M1A1's fallen back. Enemy push in the north. Not happening. We see a Leo 2A4C going down over here now though. As the M1A10s on both sides keep doing damage. The ones from the other side now hitting our commandos over here. Nontres pushed back. Cyanide helicopter trying to push forward. We have cheetahs around though. The resupply needs to come around for the Leos. Well, it's the Cav push into the forest. So our tanks need to be around our infantry here to be able to kill them. Whilst M110s here now will wipe these guys out. And yeah, fire towards the north as well. Case Vercana is up there under fire. LRS pushing forward. We tried to kill their M1A1s. So slightly off target there. M1A1 gets stunned down, but doesn't get killed. Cyanide, dangerous for our Leo 2A4s. The commandos go down in the middle. The Vercaners lucky so far, but the M110 is still aiming. F-16s versus Phantoms here in the sky. As Nantres and commandos take place here in the south to stop Koch's push here from the southern angle. Whilst my investments here going back up north, trying to stop the push that we saw there, slowly setting up. Vercaners actually did move here, stopping the M110 from being on target. Ito comes around as well, trying to kill off a Bradley. M113 Vercaners go down. HE bomber comes in. Chaparral gets a hit. F-16 gets the kill. Goes a bit deep again though, but Ihawk currently out of ammo. Cheetah is doing good damage, not quite getting the kill. We got the Bradley in the north. Roast the Ito here, really key unit. But the M110s aim up north now, trying to get the Vercaners, trying to get the Ito. But as I saw the artillery shots earlier, I started moving around. I also wanted to push a bit forward. LRS here now under attack. Chaparral goes down in the center as my M110s start to get some kills here again. And our air dominance, thanks to the kills on against the F-16s, thanks to the kill against the AA, is strong. But the enemy tank numbers are still really, really scary here. M113 CVs going down. Our recon gets a bit weaker in the middle, whilst the big Cav infantry push here in the south is once more setting up here. The M1A1 Cav still around, getting resupplied. Ihawk finally gets resupplied here as well. As Stingers come into the middle. Ihawk set up here in the rear now from Koch as well. Whilst commandos go down the south, we get 2 helicopter kills in the meantime in the center. Cheetah pushing forward nicely there. And I put in more infantry in the middle. We put in more tanks towards the north. Layer 1V, Layer 2A4, trying to get a bit more ground here. M1 in the center goes down as we start to get some cluster artillery around as well. Trying to kill off the enemy push in the south with that a bit. And more tanks keep on shooting on enemy AA position as well, as we just saw the F5 dying. And the cluster artillery comes in. Does get a bit of damage against the Cav. Stinger goes down. YPR here from the side, killing off some M113s. That's a nice spot. Cavs taking some more damage. They're not directly in the circle though, just on the outskirts of it, so in the end I don't get the kills there. But good damage against them is helpful as well. So reducing the rate of fire, putting them closer to be stunned down and routed like this, plus making it a bit easier for units with Carl Gustavs to kill them. So commandos yeah, stun down there immediately with the first hit, because this was already really stressed out. Getting the kill that way, 2 CVs down, so the cluster still enabled 2 kills there, and that's what we want to play around, those artillery advantages. The M110 now coming out from Stahl as well. This is how we have to win, because against what is here, we can't win. And this is the big issue in the center, so we now have to start to put some pressure on the south, because we have otherwise big problems in the center here. Leo 2A4Bs and Cs are decent, but M1A1's outnumbering us and also being a slight bit better than our Leo 2A4Bs. Though we have the good pen, at least on those. With the 21 pen gun. Cluster coming around in the south. Gets pushed back before it can drop. Goes down there. Wiesel finds the Eyehawk. This time around. HE Bomber trying to get some more kills. M1A1 still holding us off here though. No Leo pushing with us anymore, as this one had to be pushed back. HE Bomber does miss. Gets pushed back here. Good micro there from our opponents. Toe 2 gets shut down in the north. We have a decent amount of pressure there, but M1A1 and Bradley's trying to retake that ground. Whilst we have big fights here in the south. A lot of explosions going both ways here. Infantry in the forest getting annihilated. They get our Hawk though, but we finally take control over the southern sector again, whilst the enemy focus is a bit more towards the middle now. Versalite has the M1A1s there, Koch has the M1A1s there, so this is where the next bigger action is going to come. We get lucky, killing off the Raven immediately with Eyehawks in the north, whilst MR10s here still try to get some damage onto the enemy. YPRs with the good Ehrlichen autocannons coming around against the engineers. And infantry now trying to push over the open field in the south, but LRS keeps stopping us there. Still no tick here for either side. Points not any advantage of either side here, and the enemy now going for the counter battery, as this M110 is standing still. A bit sloppy from me. And good reaction there from Koch, realizing that I didn't micro my M110. And this is something that we can't allow to happen, as they get the kill there and they close the gap a bit. At the same time though, we close the gap a bit in the middle. We get one M1A1 there. Leo 2A4s pushing forward, trying to get the second one as well. As there is another Leo versus Abrams fight over here though. Our Leo 2A4Bs forced back. YPR under attack. Leo 2A4B over here having to fall back as well. As YPRs go down. But we got a heavy tank kill again, and we get another one. I gambled a bit here that they didn't bring any recon with it, and we got another good kill. So 2 M1A1s down, 1 MR10 on our side down. Both sides taking some key casualties in the territory where they're supposed to be stronger than the other side. And we bring in more Leo 2s here now for the middle. YPRs with Toe 2s coming around for the north as well. As we have a cluster strike coming in for the next M1A1 here. Up north. And we have line of sight thanks to the BO-105 on that. So we get the Bradley luckily there as well. I don't think we even had spotted that, but we do deal some damage to the M1A1. And stress it out. And that's the sign to get these guys going. M1A1 tries to disengage, but the Leos go over the open field, shoot, and get the kill. M1A1 is down, gets side-shotted there, or a rear-shotted on the escape. And that allows us to solidify the hold in the north, so now we need to win the center fight, whilst holding on a bit to the south. M1A1s have been brought up here from Versalite, but that means fewer units replacing the losses they took in the center. We have still a decently strong force here. Leo 2A4 gets another M1A1s. We really did get some great trades there. M1A1 ACAF falling back. So far, the tank loss ratio heavily in our favor. But yeah, losing the artillery did hurt. We get some extra pressure in the north. The center fights here against TOW2s. We have to be careful. Leo 2A4s don't like those. M1A1's here pushing forward against the Panzer Infantry. Artillery comes in against the TOW2 that already survived a couple of bombardments there, and it does so once more here. Same time, TOW2 in the north goes down as we kill it in transport. Leo's here pushing a bit deeper than the enemy expected, as we get towards the LRS here as well. They do miss their first shot here, and our MGs get on target as they run out of ammo, so we do get control over there. Ihawk goes down up north as well. Koch a bit uncharacteristically sloppy there with the plays, giving us some room, though pressure is still in the south, and the big fight is still going to be the center. Whoever can push into the other side zone here will have a big advantage. And we did take some losses there again, but the mech rifles not able to solidify this position here. Mortar fire coming in to deal with that. ATGMs on both sides now. Jaguar 2s versus YPRs. Lucky there with the survival. The smoke came too late from Stahl, but the Jaguar did miss. Well, it's down on the south. Stahl overextending a bit, losing units on the outskirts of the town. As I did lose a couple too many fights in the center town, so infantry numbers starting to dwindle on both sides at this stage, as there was a lot of Koch infantry here down in the south, but it was like infantry in the south, and 11th ACAF not known for its massive infantry numbers. Whilst our M110s here on both sides try to reduce those numbers even further. Rangers and TOW2s under fire. Their special forces here, 9-man squad. Good firepower out of those guys. Whilst we bring in more forces to the north. Plan to push in here now, and there's not a lot right there right now, but Koch reacting here. Tokobra in the north, more mech rifle infantry for the forest. M1A1 rotating up there as well. The double M110s still aiming for us, trying to get the next M110 here, whilst our cluster artillery rotating around in the rear. Couple more reinforcements here for the south. Couple more reinforcements for the center. As once more, one of our M110s being idle, not rotating. Miss micro, this time not from me, but from Stahl. And there we go. Gets it, gets killed. Mistakes made and immediately punished. Good micro there from Koch. Chaparral comes around, gets to be a 105. And might allow these vehicles here to push forward, though we still have a decent amount of AT here, and we have more Leos coming up here now. I'm bringing in my remaining Leo 2A4s. All 4 of them getting onto the battlefield. Leo 1 CMG coming around as well. Stahl replaces his M110, but that means now we are at parity, both sides having 2 M110s out. And the other side even could go ahead if they bring in M109s, so artillery game thrown away a bit by us. So we now have to kind of do it with the advantages that we have gotten on the front line, maybe, with the better tank engagements. Cluster artillery coming around once more, hunting down one more M1A1, starting to stun it down. And Leo 2A4s and ITOs immediately start moving. We get the stun. M1A1 here, trying to disengage, but realizing that the enemy doesn't have all that much here, I decided to send in the Leo. The M1A1 does hit us though, even though stressed out. We missed the first shot, but we get them routed, and the Leo does continue to push. And we get hit once more by a fully stressed out M1A1, but this time around we hit. Get the kill there. Leo 2A4, somewhat combat inefficient now and needs to be drawn back, but gets the kill, allows the rest of the units here to move in, and there's little there for Koch right now. The kills on the M1A1s here paying off big time. Leo 2A4 mobility showing hero supremacy here. The double Dutch versus double American matchup in that regard currently going into our favor. One more big push coming in down here in the south though. A lot of M1A1s, a lot of engineer flashes trying to rotate in here. And we did invest a lot into the middle. We didn't invest that much lately into the south, so bit of an issue here. We have some Leo 1NL and a couple Leo 2A4Bs here, but the enemy has more M1A1s here. Another one coming in, another one rotating around here actually even. Whilst artillery flies both directions, does hit some targets. We do get to kill on some Cobras. They kill one CV of ours, but just after it got through, A10 gets some damage here in as well. M1A1s of Koch rotating up north. Leo 1V goes down in the center. Toe 2 AT jams on both sides, really deadly. Whilst the M1s trying to push us out here. Leo 1s and Leo 2s rotating around. As 3 of my Leo 2s here, out of the 4 I get, rotated back out of there. Setting up for next push, but we start to have the numbers advantage here as they pulled some south, they pulled some north, so no more Leos around here. iHawks do get artillery here, so we reduce the AA a bit further. At the same time though, the push of the M1A1s here coming in south. Engineer flashes are highly annoying in the infantry fights as well. Nonetheless under fire. As more engineer flashes come around. Versalite there with big numbers. Panzer Infantry of Stahl overextending. Running into M1A1's Leo 2A4 overextending. And this is critical right now. Cluster artillery aiming towards the north. I focused most of my attention right now around there. But we do take some losses all around the battlefield right now. Leo 2A4Bs going down. Infantry going down. We are pretty low here now. Genius are there. Everybody of us now pushes in all the infantry we got in here. Stahl nearly plank on infantry, so it's my time to send in the infantry. Nonetheless, 2 more commandos being ready. We have a BO-105 here, and we did reduce the Stinger numbers quite well. Get the kill on the CV here in the north. As we are now nearly 100 points ahead. Cluster artillery coming in well here onto the enemy forces, stunning down a decent amount of them, dealing a bit of damage. Not getting any important kills, but getting good damage here on this M1A1 CP, getting it down to 1 hit point and stressing out the other infantry so that our infantry can have a bit better engagements there. Meanwhile, Bradley's going down in the north, Leo 1V dying on our side, but we have a big Leo 2 plop now. We did get the M1A1 traits, and now the Leo 2A4s will try to really wreak havoc just by outnumbering the enemy. Leo 1s here coming around. All my 4 Leo 2A4B is still alive and coming for the enemy here. M1A1 taking that engagement, but we have 2 Toe 2s, we have Leo 1Vs, which have decent penetration as well around with that. So the 2 M1A1s here, not enough to hold us off. And we can continue the push in here. Toe Cobra from the side. But this point should be capturable now. My infantry on the side under engagement. At the same time, we get a big bombing run in the south, taking out a lot of infantry there. But they get the CV into the zone. Leo 2A4 Beto from the forest. Get some good kills. 2 more M1A1s going down. Overextending there outside of the recon. Not finding our forces there. And the big bombing hit, allowing our other infantry, the commandos and non-stress, to clear out the rest. Engineers now pushed back, and we have 5 more infantry coming in. This bombing run, killing off the infantry, plus the 2 kills on the M1A1s, really important here. Solidifying our hold on the south, whilst we have the big push going in north. Leo 2A4s pushing in big numbers, coming in and trying to clean house. M1A1's getting pushed back. OH scouts getting shot out of the sky as we have cheetahs rolling forward. There is another M1A1 here in the rear. Mech Rifle Dragons trying to come in with side shots. Get some decent damage. The Panzer infantry all around. Artillery hitting the M1 leader. Leo 2A4s engaging enemy supply trucks, engaging enemy tanks. M1A1 here goes down. They have some more helicopters trying to help out. A bit more infantry here is needed. I invested most of my remaining infantry down south here, so numbers really hitting low now. Stahl with his couple remaining infantry coming in there, but we are now more than 100 points ahead, and we keep up the pressure here. Toe Cobra under fire gets the skill on our CV here once more. That's pretty annoying. New CVs have to be brought up to hold that. Enemy has an M1 CV tank still around, has some special forces infantry in here, but we have the +2, and that's the bigger issue here right now. The enemy not able to get back into any of our zones. M109's now coming around, but little else here. The air-to-air fights not going their way, and we have way more tanks on the battlefield right now. The Leo 2A4B numbers all still being alive for me. Really, really K factor that we did keep them all around the whole game, pushing them forward, getting some kills. Stahl did lose a couple, but did kill more than he loses as well at this stage. And he had to take the direct fights here. M1A1's here now under fire by Stahl's artillery. We have a lot of units around here now that we can push forward with. HE bomber flying in the rear as well. The YPRs with the TOW 2s really, really strong behind the Leo 2s to deal direct damage against the enemy. M110s did really well from Koch, but didn't do much more than our M110s, so it was 2 of them, or it didn't do more than our 4 M110s, because yeah, they were outnumbered. They did get a kill on 2 of them, but ours were constantly firing on the front line. Getting a bit more value here right now. Cheetah getting involved against the Rangers. Does shred through them. Runs low on ammo quite quickly, but the damage there is done. Leo 2A4Cs and my Leo 2A4Bs here now. Rotating around again. Good artillery hits here against one of mine. And 110 finally gets one of my Leo 2A4s. But now we are 300 points ahead. 5 minutes to go. We put up pressure towards the northern zone now as well. Leo 2A4 CMG coming in. YPR CV from Stahl as well. Air fights here in the enemy rear. HE bombers coming around, dealing some more damage here. TOW 2 gets involved as well. Leo 2A4 with all the infantry behind it now can just push forward. M109 desperately tries to do some damage here, but we just have way more than they do right now. The trades against in the tank fights really paying off big time. The bombing runs in general were pretty cost efficient as well. One more coming against the Ranger leader, getting the kill there. Next CV goes down. M1A1 CP trying to come around. M1A1 over here under fire. We lose another Leo 2A4B here. So my Leo 2A4s get traded away now, but they get traded away for time and space. As AA planes coming around, trying to kill the Hawk. Good micro there. But we are into the northern zone. We are 400 points ahead now. Cluster bombers coming around as well. We have a big, big blob of forces pushing down south. Leo 1NLs and Leo 2A4s could just roll forward here now. There is a Jaguar still, but yeah, we even this deep here with the YPRs running down all the enemy AA so that those can't come around anymore. M1A1 here gets clustered. The Leo 2A4s have to fall back here. YPRs going deep. HE bomber gets the kill into the next M1 CP. So no more CVs in the north here for the enemy. Leo 1V goes into the north. Leo 2A4B pushing in deep here, trying to find some space. Seat coming around now, killing off some cheetahs, but Ihawks just a bit too many there at this stage, getting the kills against it. Panzer infantry pushing forward. Leo 2A4 not in the greatest of spots there. And 1A1 does miss though. We do get a hit. Good smoke there last second. A10 trying to come around, whilst F16 comes around from the side, gets the kill. CV gets into the zone in the north, gets it to a +3, 500 points ahead, and we do get the tiebreaker game here. And this is a really important one. Getting first place means that we fight against Adler and against Damn, who was Atlas? Skate. Atla and Skate next. And that's a good team, but in my eyes, it's a slightly bit weaker team than the top spot on the other group that we have to match against, which would be Mix 90 and Tortik. So dodging that is pretty big. And yeah, in the end, a really good game from Stalin and me here, as Koch and Vasselite did do a good game there as well with the artillery play and so on, but we did win the tank engagements. We knew we would have to reduce the M1A1s. We knew we would have to preserve our Layer 2A4s for as long as possible. If we run low there too early, the game is over. And yeah, having all my 4 Layer 2A4s until the 35-minute mark, really key in this game. M110s did their job. Our airplay was not the greatest, but I feel like that was the biggest mistake by Versalite and Koch, how they used their fighters. And those should have been around more to hunt down our bombers, and they fully relied on Eyehawks, and that's just not something you can do if the enemy has M110s. Like, you will lose those Eyehawks eventually. And yeah, that's what happened there, and so our bombers could fly around a couple too many times, even though we didn't really combine them well. Like, that was not good bombing run shot calls there. Stahl used them when he wanted, I used them when I wanted, and we never coordinated really well there. That was still not the best coordination, so that's something that we really should improve for the quarterfinals, as those, or no, round of 16s first, as that won't be easy against Atla and Skate. And yep, hope to see you all there. See you all in the next one. Bye bye.